Welcome back to Universally Speaking, ladies and gentlemen, where, as always, we have a look at some of the major moments of Universe Mode this week. We begin this week's show, though, with a very special Survivor Series breakdown. We're going to be taking a look at the two monster Survivor Series elimination matches and break down just what is at stake and how it's all going to work. So up first, we're going to be talking about the Raw vs Smackdown Survivor Series elimination match, and the way it works is very simple. 4 members of Raw face off against 4 members of Smackdown in a traditional 8-man tag elimination match. Only 2 men in the ring at any given time. Once a person is pinned or submitted, they are eliminated and have to return to the locker room. In terms of what is at stake for the winning team, well, it is huge. The winning team will then face off in a fatal 4-way match against each other in the future, and the man who wins that fatal 4-way match receives a World Championship opportunity at one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, the Royal Rumble. So that's the Raw vs Smackdown Survivor Series match. Pretty straightforward. But this year, we have another Survivor Series elimination match, and this one could be one of the most important matches in company history. This match is Team WWE versus Team ESM. Now this one is a little bit more unique, so let's break it down. Team WWE is made up so far of AJ Styles, who was handpicked by Raw General Manager Shane McMahon, and then we find out this week on SmackDown who will be EC3's pick when Kevin Owens faces Finn Balor to determine who SmackDown's competitor is. But now, as we heard from Vince McMahon, he is choosing 2 men to do battle in neutral territory for the 3rd spot. The winner of the match joins Team WWE, and his first choice is a big one. His first choice was the Beast, Brock Lesnar, who we will talk about later in the show. So this match will be a 3-on-3 elimination tag team match, and it's the same format as the 4-on-4 elimination match, and of course, Team ESM is made up of Apollo Crews, Daniel Bryan, and Chad Gable. These 3 men have been a formidable force, but the cracks have certainly appeared in ESM recently, and they're all gonna have to bind together. So what is at stake? Well, it's arguably the richest match in the history of the WWE, because this match is for all the marbles. That's right, both World Championships are on the line. So it's really simple. Whoever pins Daniel Bryan or Apollo Crews takes the championship that they hold. So for example, if the Raw superstar in AJ Styles was to pin the SmackDown champion in Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles would win Daniel Bryan's WWE Championship and immediately move to SmackDown. But also, it has been announced that along with the championships being at stake, there is even more added to this match. So if any member of Team WWE is to pin Chad Gable or submit Chad Gable, they get a future championship match as well. So it's all on the line. There is so much at stake, and it's going to take a minor miracle for ESM to weasel their way out of this one. So that's a quick Survivor Series breakdown for you. Now, let's get on to the key moments of Universe Mode this week. And this week on Raw, we saw an absolutely chaotic end to the show after the Cassius Ohno and Mustafa Ali match. AJ Styles, who had picked off a few members of ESM already earlier in the night, was seen brawling down the ramp with Apollo Crews. The brawl was absolutely out of control, and it was AJ Styles who got the upper hand, laying out the jewel in the crown on a chair with a Styles clash. But it was after the brawl that things really took a turn. Adam Cole came down and attempted to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. Cole was able to deliver a last shot to Crews and put him firmly away, and he was on the verge of cashing in when he was blindsided by AJ Styles, who had returned and delivered a phenomenal forearm to shut the whole thing down. It was a super unpopular decision from Styles with the fans who had been wanting nothing more than for Cruz to lose the championship, but the reason Styles has given is real simple. Styles wants to be the one to take down ESM by himself. A very selfish attitude that could ultimately cost the entire company the opportunity to wrestle power back from Elite Sports Management. It'll be very interesting to see how this whole situation plays out over the next week or so. Now we move on to Socially Speaking, where we take a look at your reaction to the biggest moment this week, and that, of course, is the return of the Beast, Brock Lesnar. Heyman wants Vince McMahon to roll him out. Vince is saying, okay, you got it. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be the first member of that match on neutral territory? Oh my God! You have got to be kidding me! The Beast is back! Ladies and gentlemen, Vince McMahon has played the ultimate trump card here tonight! Paul Heyman looks like he's seen a ghost! Because he has! It's a ghost from his past! The man that he screwed over at WrestleMania is back! Brock Lesnar is back on Smackdown Live! Paul Heyman is beside himself! Lesnar is pissed! This place is absolutely electric! Heyman, get the hell out of there! McMahon has chosen his first competitor, and it's the Beast! A huge return, and it seems as though Vince McMahon has a really big ace up his sleeve, and it'll be very interesting to see who the boss matches Lesnar up with in that mega interbrand matchup on neutral territory. As always, to be on Socially Speaking, just let your thoughts be known in the live chat and in the comments of both Raw and SmackDown during your favourite moments. You could be featured on a future episode. This week, also on SmackDown, we saw an incredibly shocking moment between Noam Dar and Randy Orton. It happened just prior to the Tag Team Championships Eliminator between Sanity and Dar KO. Orton and Dar were the first out in the match, and everything seemed to be going normally when, out of nowhere, Randy Orton would deliver a devastating RKO to his former partner, Noam Dar. It was confusing for everyone who was watching, as it was Randy Orton who tried multiple times to keep the duo together, and it was Orton's idea to keep pushing for the Tag Team Championships after multiple failures. Dar was left laying by Orton after the RKO, but that wasn't all. Orton would deliver a devastating punt kick to the Scotsman and exit the building. Sanity would still manage to strike. They defeated Noam Dar in a 2-on-1 match that should never have taken place, but they have earned their shot at the tag team titles at Survivor Series against the Revival. It's a bizarre turn of events, and it just shows you that you can't ever trust a Viper. Orton has so far refused to comment on his actions. We hope to have more information as it comes to hand. This week on Monday Night Raw, we will see Seth Rollins take on Braun Strowman to see who is going to round out the fourth member of Team Raw. One of these two men will join Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, and Samoa Joe on Team Red, and also Vince McMahon will kick off the show with his announcement of just who Brock Lesnar's opponent will be to determine that member of Team WWE in that massive interbrand match in neutral territory. Plus, on SmackDown this week, an enormous main event battle that will also determine a member of Team WWE when Finn Balor goes head-to-head in a battle for the ages against Kevin Owens. All that and so much more to come, ladies and gentlemen. As I always say, it's never been more important to have notifications on, as we are live every single episode of Raw, Smackdown, and every pay-per-view. Plus, there is a heap of ways you can support the channel and receive many benefits, including signing up as a mid-carder or above on Patreon to get early access to every single video. And you can also join the Murphs Elite right here on YouTube by clicking the join button to get access to emotes and special sub badges. And there is 2 tiers. You can join up as a rookie to access the emotes and sub badges exclusively, or you can join up as an established star to get emotes, sub badges, and access to our private Discord server. Plus, we have the Teespring store if you want to pick up a Murphs YT13 t-shirt or hoodie, or the ESM endorsed Elite t-shirts. We also have Combustible written all over it. We have mugs, we have t-shirts, we have hoodies, everything you could ever want over on the Teespring store right now. As always, ladies and gentlemen, for Murphs YT13, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.